Good evening. I'd like to call the September meeting of the steering committee to order. Our first item of business, we need to approve the minutes from the last steering committee. I'd like to call on Vice Chairman Jeff Phillips.
Mr. Chairman, I reviewed those minutes, find them in order, and move that they be approved as mailed.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Next item, all those in favor?
Aye.
Our next item on the agenda is to announce the commissioner vacancies on the Agricultural Advisory Board. Those vacancies are for the position held by Ronald Williams as well as Commissioner Anthony Johnson to expire January of 2011 and January of 2012 respectively. Next, we need to announce a commissioner vacancy on the Community Care Board, then also to announce a commissioner vacancy on the Records Commission. All right, and fourthly, we need to fill a vacancy on the Codes Enforcement Board to fill the unexpired term of Mr. Carl Allen. That term is to expire September of 2012. I believe we have received 2 applications for this one. First one being from Daryl Alexander and the next one being from Jared Barrett. Is that correct? I believe that's all we got. I think typically we have provided an opportunity to allow those 2 applicants to speak. Is Mr. Alexander in the audience? I'll see him. He's a new applicant as well as Mr. Barrett. Mr. Barrett, would you like to address the committee?
First off, congratulations on being reelected to the county commission. My name's Jared Barrett, and I've been before you several times, and just asking for your vote tonight to, serve the county that I live in and grow to love and help out. Thank you.
We have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, let me make one comment. I move that both be nominated and then we vote for one.
Motion, we have a second.
Second. I received a call from David Jones from Codes Enforcement today, and they were not aware that this was on the agenda until today. And I believe it's Gerald Alexander is an Daryl Alexander is the alternate on that particular board, and the assumption was that the alternate would automatically move up and fill that unexpired term, and they were unaware of what was going on today. It appears that Mr. Barrett was well aware of what was going on today, but it appears that maybe our codes department was not, and that was the reason for the late application. But Mr. Alexander is an alternate on codes enforcement now and is applying for that full-time position, and I'm assuming that this late notice maybe did not allow him to be here.
And also, Mr. Chairman, just to speak up from, I guess, for his behalf, he's at work. He's the reason he's not here tonight.
Any other discussion?
Does Mr. Barrett, do you serve on any other committee right now?
No, sir.
Mr. Chairman, could I
Yes.
see Mr. Barrett's application?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, a couple of you are reading of that. It just, I have nothing against Mr. Alexander whatsoever. I'm sure he's has served as a fine alternate. I just want to point out that Mr. Barrett has offered himself for public service a number of times in front of the steering committee, and he has not spoken to me at all about this at all. However, I just point out I think he'd be an excellent addition to any board or commission on which he might serve. Thank you.
Anybody else? You ready to vote?
Mr. Phillips, when you mentioned that Mr. Alexander is an alternate, are they endorsing anyone? Or do they give a preference to you in
It
any
was
way?
just really late. They encouraged him to file this application. They actually assumed that he was taking
It would be
over that
okay.
empty position, because the way I understand it, that alternate position with some new rules and policies that they've got in place is eliminated or will be eliminated. So they were assuming that he would
Yeah,
fill
okay.
that unexpired position. So I take it from that that's probably their recommendation.
Okay.
And also, I mean, I agree that Mr. Barrett has applied and offered himself as well. I also see here that you have applied for the beer board alternate as well tonight.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Ready? Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Black?
Barrett.
Commissioner Farley?
Alexander.
Commissioner Gooch?
Mr. Alexander.
Commissioner Jordan?
Mr. Barrett.
Commissioner Phillips?
Alexander.
Commissioner Sandlin?
Mr. Barrett.
Commissioner Coggins?
Alexander.
4 to 3, it would be Mr. Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett, Mr. Alexander. Next, we need to fill a vacancy on the Board of Zoning Appeals. I believe we also have 2 applications for that. Ms. Linda Dansby, as well as Mr. Crowell. Thank you for, everybody received both of those applications. Ms. Dansby is for a reappointment, and Mr. Crowell is a new applicant, but is currently serving as an alternate on that board. It's been on there for approximately 3 years, I believe. Either one of you, I know Mr. Crowell's here, Ms. Dansby, are you here? Would you like to speak?
I'm glad to address you from back here. Thank you, Chairman Coggin. My name is Linda Dansby, and there may be some confusion to many of you, but I got married last year to my husband Fred, and I guess sometimes known as Lichtenberg. So I'm sort of reintroducing myself to you. I represented Rutherford County for several years. It's your codes enforcement administrator with Rutherford County Codes Department. And I'm now semi-retired and working with the city of Eagleville, still staying in codes and zoning enforcement and supporting the county in many ways. We have a difficult responsibility as a Board of Zoning Appeals member. Sometimes our decisions are not always popular decisions, but we have to make those in the best interest of the county. And I believe that I have continued to support Rutherford County in its request in the past and will continue to do so in the future. So I would like to continue to serve on the Board of Zoning Appeals. I am a representative of the 18th District, which was John Rogers and is now Charlie Baum. And also my other reference is Joe Frank Jernigan. And all of you at this table could probably serve as my reference because you have appeared before us in many ways except those that are in the city. But anyway, I do thank you for your continued support.
Thank you. Mr. Crowell?
I'm Joe Crowell. I live at Highway 269 East Christiana, Tennessee. And what I'm fixing to say is probably not politically correct. I'm not here to take Linda's job tonight. But if you choose not to reinstate her, then I'm here and would like the job very much. But if you came here to vote for Linda tonight, please vote for her. Please don't let anything I say change that vote, that direction. I'm Joe Crowell. I made a career with General Electric 35 years. I held hourly jobs, also salary jobs. I served 3 years in the United States Army. I spent my 19th, 21st birthday in a foreign country in support of this country. I've always obeyed the laws. I've been an alternate for 3 years. I've been to 35 regular meetings and 1 special call meeting. I have not been late to any, and I have not missed any. I have actually voted 13 times. I voted tonight. Again, I'm not here to get Linda's job, but if you're not going to reinstate Linda, then I would very much like to have your vote. I am retired. I have time to contribute to this.
I feel like a lot of common sense, and this is a common sense place. If a commissioner gets up and strongly asks for the Board of Zoning Appeals to vote in a certain direction, I don't think you should be locked in 100%, but I think you should very strongly consider voting in that direction. Because you commissioners are put in by the voters, and people on the boards are put in by you commissioners. Again, what I said was not politically correct, but I don't have anything against Linda whatsoever. Is there any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Corral. We have those two applications. Do we have a motion?
I got a question, Mr.
Okay, sure.
Mr. Crowder, you live in the county, right?
I'm the only one on the board that's on an active farm. I live in the county, and I'm the only one on the board that actually raises cattle, that I know of.
Ms. Dansby, do you live in the county or?
I live in Rutherford County within the city limits
Within
of
the city limits.
Murfreesboro. The
All right.
county land just is right behind my property, backed up to the Jordan farm.
Sure.
Yeah, so we used to watch his cows. So I guess quasi county girl.
Any other questions?
Make a motion that we nominate, I nominate both of them, we vote for one.
We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Call the roll. Please.
Commissioner Black,
Crowder.
Commissioner Farley,
Crown.
Commissioner Gooch,
Mrs. Dansby.
Commissioner Jordan,
Mr. Dansby?
Commissioner Phillips,
Dansby.
Commissioner Sandlin,
Mr. Crowe.
Commissioner Cotton.
Crown.
It's a 439. It's a 439.
All right, next we need to fill a vacancy on the beer board as well as an alternate vacancy. We received a total of 3 applications, 2 being for the alternate and 1 being for the beer board. The one for the beer board is from Mr. Jerry Sartain, and then the 2 for beer board alternate is from Mr. Corral and then also from Mr. Barrett. We have wishes of the committee how you'd like to handle this.
Mr. Chairman, Jerry Sartain is a member of that board and has been for a number of years, and I move for his reappointment.
We have a
And
second.
then we'll do and then recommend that we do the alternate separate.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Now we have Mr. Barrett, Mr. Corral. Both of you have already spoken. Would you like to say anything else, or are you satisfied with your
I'm satisfied.
words?
All right.
Any questions for them regarding this committee?
I'll make a motion that we nominate Mr. Barrett and Mr. Crowe and vote for one.
We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Call the roll, please, ma'am.
Commissioner Black,
Barrett.
Commissioner Farley,
Barrett.
Commissioner Gooch,
Mr. Barrett.
Commissioner Jordan,
Mr. Barrett?
Commissioner Phillips,
Mr. Barrett.
Commissioner Sandlin,
Mr. Barrett.
Commissioner Cotton.
Barrett. Congratulations, Mr. Barrett.
Thank you, Commissioner.
All right, next on the agenda, we need to fill a vacancy on the Highland Rim Regional Library Board. We received 1 application for that, and that's a reappointment application for Ms. Frances James. Is Frances James here? I believe so.
I make a motion we approve her reappointment.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, I put on the agenda, Commissioners, the anti-litter resolution. My intent was not to necessarily just discuss this, but just put us back on notice since we've been a while since we've met. I expect this to come back to us next committee meeting. Also wanted to make sure the public knew if there were any issues, anything you wanted to address, to call one of us, call me, call the mayor's office, call the county attorney's office, and let us know specifics. I will update you just a little bit. I know that our county attorney's office has been in touch with, I believe it was Mr. Willis, maybe, from Willis and Knight, who sent the letter out regarding the issues from, as the attorney for the News Journal and Tennessean. And they've been in contact, and last I heard, our attorney's office has not heard a response. So all that being said, just want to, like I said, put it back on notice. So if anybody does have anything they want to bring back, we can address it at the October steering committee meeting. Yes, sir.
I just think food for thought here, some of the nominees tonight, I think these nominations will carry on to the full county commission next Thursday night, so
That's right.
just want to let y'all know that.
16th.
The 16th at 6 o'clock. Not trying to control the
No.
meeting, I just let them know that.
That might be a good thing to know. All right. Moving on, the 2010-2011 committee assignments. Emailed out to everybody, including all the commissioners, committee requests, as I got them on everybody's pieces of paper, as well as a proposed list of committees. Do you have any comments on this?
You can edit.
I guess, as you can read on your list there, 19 commissioners get their first choice, 18 commissioners get their second choice. And also the 2 commissioners that did not receive their first choice did wind up receiving a third committee, if you find interest in that.
Mr. Chairman, there's some commissioners that are in the audience here, and if they had any issues with any of the committee process or assignments, I would like to hear from them if they did.
Absolutely. Commissioner Cook.
Congratulate you all on doing such a good job. I think it's a good committee.
I agree. Hold on.
With that being
It's
said.
not easy. It's not easy to do this.
Is there any commissioners out here in the audience that may have an objection to anything that they'd like to voice?
Just said that.
That being,
He must have done a great job.
It's the best one I've seen so
Everything, I
far.
appreciate I see the, appointment here. I appreciate that.
with that being said, I'd like to make a motion to approve the committee assignment.
I'll
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. I would, I'd like to make a comment, just, I was kind of dreading this, and as I looked through them, Wednesday night after the swearing-in ceremony, I thought there's no way this is going to fall together. But I will say, as you notice those, let's say that the 2 commissioners that did not receive their first choice, Commissioner McAdoo, 32 years of experience and dedication and service up here, and then Commissioner Robert Stevens, a brand-new commissioner, did not receive his first choice, and both of them, through our just laying out the situation, were gracious, and actually Commissioner McAdoo called me and made it a whole lot easier on me with his choice, which is one reason he wound up with his 4th choice instead of his first choice. So Commissioner McAdoo, I just want to express my extreme appreciation for your willingness to compromise and everything, and I enjoyed working with you on that, and also Commissioner Stevens as well. I think that's a good showing for our past, our present, and even our future there. It was a whole lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Last, we have any other business, and I know Ms. Sonia Stevenson would like to come forward. Come on up. We have some HR changes in the works, and she just wants to update us on those going.
I was hoping that Sheriff Arnold would be here tonight. He was going to try to come, but earlier in his position, as soon as he took office, he turned over the remainder of the HR functions to the Human Resources Department and asked us to assist him in making sure that all of the personnel issues and files and all those things were handled appropriately, and that we review the operations of his department, and then also help his employees to learn and be trained as well. And today he and I spoke, and he had pay grade 5 position become available because an officer is leaving the county to go back to work at the airport, which was a great opportunity for that employee, and it opened up a slot. And so he has so graciously offered that position to roll over to the Human Resources Department to help us offset the additional workload that we will have with the additional 400 employees. And so I was very appreciative that he did that, and was hoping he would be here to, for me to publicly to say thank you to. So that's really all I have. It's a pay grade 5, step 1. The position of the individual that left, I believe, was in a step 7. So the additional monies between a step 1 and 7 will be left in his budget and just pay grade.
And in this job description that would be coming to you, that's what's classified as a 7, as a 5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was a patrol officer, and he's in
I know, but what would it be classified in your office?
a 5.
A 5.
Mhm.
So it's going from 7 to a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 7 to a 1.
The step.
Step
No, I'm
7.
talking about-
The grade will stay a 5. It's a 5 in his department, it'll
Oh,
stay a
okay.
5 in mine. But he has a step 7, and I only need a step 1.
Okay.
So that's 6 steps of savings that he made in addition to graciously offering the position. It's position number 1880. And the employee's last day will be tomorrow.
Sonia, how many employees you got right now?
I have 2, myself and Elena Sullivan,
Right.
and she's just returned from maternity leave. And then I have a part-time intern position that we work with MTSU on that.
Right.
And so,
So this will give you another full time then?
yes, sir,
Yeah.
it does. So that will really help offset the additional employees.
With an
and-
additional 400 employees, you're going to need an extra employee.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm surprised you said thank you.
Oh, no, I mean, we want to be the county's HR
Yeah.
department, so
Yeah.
I was thankful to have the opportunity.
Good deal. Good deal.
What does, you say Elena?
Elena?
What does she do? What she was her?
She is the HR generalist, and by that title, generalist, she touches a little bit of everything. I view her as my, assistant director,
Okay.
because she and I handle different functions of the department based on our areas of comfort and expertise from our prior employers. And she works a lot with the university students and helps oversees the internship program, stuff like that. So she's a huge asset to the county.
And would this be a generalist also?
This would be a specialist, a human resource specialist. So this person will work on the job descriptions, classifications, pay tables, those type of things.
Start taking applications tomorrow or something. Yeah.
So, questions, that's pretty much it. I don't know.
I guess we need a motion to send to budget to transfer these two. I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
So whoever's on the Public Safety Committee, you can thank him again for me.
We'll do that at the end of the month.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else under other business?
Mr. Chairman, under the correction, on the notice of correction here, I noticed it was in my box, pro tem and chaplain to be elected, I guess, this next full commission meeting. That's inter-commissioner stuff, but I just wanted to mention that, clarify that, since we were clarifying it here.
I believe that's correct.
Mr. Chairman, if you could add to the agenda for the next time, legal notices of public meetings, I'm going to have a motion on that, and I hope some helpful discussion I'd just like to get that on the agenda so that we know it's coming. Thank you.
Good public notice.
Thank you.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
I guess we are.